小豪、孙宇豪。Number 19，皇家大锁榜哥林金宝。Number 50，禁卫军门神护国神 Q 昆士 Davis。接下来为各位介绍新北国王先发5人 ，Starting Five。Number 1。 就这样被你征服 ，One on One， Joseph Lee 林书伟。Number 55， 新北直升机，年高 Kenny Medigo。Number 17， 我大苏轼苏轼学。 Number 25， 来自政治大学 ，Omar 小 Q 丢马。Finally， Number 6， 禁卫军士官长，新北的安倍总战士杨敬敏。 总教练软马上助教马卡佩拉许浩辰，体能教练张振宇，首席体能教练张宗熙，数据分析师林正宇，球队经理洪志虎，防务员邱柏凯、吴松豪，总经理毛家恩，执行长陈信生。请双方球员至场边稍待片刻一下下，我们将进行 P.LEAGUE 2022-23赛季 POSHA 2月份的 MVP 颁奖。 POSHA 台湾冠名赞助呢，2022-23赛季单月最有价值球员，除了可以获得 POSHA P.LEAGUE 特制奖杯外，更可以获得 MVP 专属的 POSHA 深度体验之旅，与 POSHA 一起感受梦想成真的喜悦。
当你停下脚步，却发现梦想仍驱动着你。如果全世界都说不可能。 而你认为放弃更不可能，你就和我们同路，都为梦想而生。Dreamers on。
无论是呢，在2月份平均缴出25.8分、16.4篮板 ，double double。让我们用最热烈掌声欢迎2月份 POSHA MVP、February MVP。Let's welcome Byron Mullins. Please come to center. Welcome back, welcome back. 同时呢，我们也邀请 P.LEAGUE 执行长黑哥，以及呢台湾保时捷事业发展部长 Ruben Marquardt。Please come to center. Let's look at the camera. 也请黑哥为我们颁发 MVP 奖杯，也请我们的部长呢 Ruben Marquardt 颁发 POSHA 车钥匙。中间的媒体朋友，媒体朋友 OK 的话，给我一个手势。OK 了吗？再一次用最热烈的掌声，我们给 Byron Mullins。 Everything okay? Thank you so much. Welcome me back. 再一次掌声给我们2月份 February MVP， 欢迎你回到我们新庄体育馆。
好的，接下来呢，来到我们的老时间 Yo， 我们这边请我们新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens 上来跟我们一起为我们新北国王加油应援。那我们欢迎 New Taipei Queens， 欢迎我们新北国王啦啦队。好的，麻烦我们的啦啦队，请帮我们就定位。一样老样子，我们首先呢要先从我们的防守开始进行。那我们防守就是我们的 defense， 我们需要大家的拍拍扇以及大家的声音来一起为我们新北国王捍卫这一局。All right, DJ Sound, drop the beat. Defense, 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 defense. Defense! 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 好的，以上呢就是我们的 defense。接下来呢要进攻的时候就是我们的 Let's Go Kings。All right, DJ Sound, drop the beats. Let's go Kings! 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 Alright， 以上就是我们的 defense 跟 Let's go Kings。接下来呢，我们需要呢大家把你们的双手举起来，跟我们新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens 一起左右摆动，因为接下来要播放的就是我们新北国王主题曲《狂狂狂狂了 City》。Everybody put your hands up in the air. Everybody say, say what, say what? We gotta win, yeah. One more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. 再来一次。We gotta win, we gotta win, yeah. 全场尖叫声给我们新北国王，给我们新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens。接下来呢，精彩的双倍大战节，等一下声音交给你们了，谢谢我们新北国王啦队。
Came about the mud, push the dirt up off me. Going hard, hit him with it hurts, kill him softly. Bone stretch, trying to clear my mind, even smokeless, hopelessness. But I'm in this full flesh, talk reckless. Coming for your neck, no strap, though. Running this, both legs, though. Run around down, that they coming for my head, though. Funny thing about it, they don't know it's in my head, though. Schizo, maniac and finna go klepto. So hands on, kinda hard for me to let go, let go. Stacking presidents like a Lego. Would introduce you to my friends, but they dead, though.
Hey yo, run it, I'ma take it like a klepto. Anybody want it, they can get it, come correcto. Talk behind my back, but when they see me, it's respecto. Still got the...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. 100 games and still going strong. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. It's a contest between the #1 Kings and the #2 Braves here in Shingzong Gymnasium. The Kings have been the top team pretty much all season, and if the Braves want to steal away that regular season title heading into the playoffs, they're going to have to start their move tonight. I'm Ryan Chen on the broadcast, along with Matthew Yang. Proud to present you this edition of +League Basketball.
It's good to be here with you, Ryan. It's always a pleasure to call a game with you.
Hey, our first time in Shingzong together, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's my first time here. It's a great place to be here. A lot of people showing out tonight. Looking forward to a big heavyweight matchup between the two Taipei teams.
Before we talk about the actual basketball coming up, let's kind of reflect on the season we've had so far, and the Kings hold steady at 24-8. Braves won 4 straight before last week's loss to the Steelers. And funny enough, we have a contest still going on between the Dreamers and Lioneers, but between them, the Pilots, and the Steelers, only 3.5 games separate the entire field. On the Mandarin broadcast, it's Xiaohu and Eddie 张耀宗。球迷朋友们，你找到了 Plus 的英文转播，要看小胡跟耀宗的讲评，当然就按到中文连接。那谢谢你的收看，记得我们的转播都要按赞。All right, Matthew. So we talked about the teams vying for one of the 2 playoff spots at the lower seeds, but these 2 teams, minus a few bumps in there, have been really the tops of the Plus League has to offer all season.
Absolutely. I mean, these 2 matchups is definitely looking forward to like a playoff atmosphere tonight. But it's also a very tricky situation because we're just a few games out until the playoffs. So both teams will definitely be looking to keep their players healthy down the stretch, but definitely going to try to be scouting the other team's game plan with offensive powers on both sides.
The most notable absence from the lineups is still Byron Mullins, but the Kings have gone 4 wins and 2 losses in that time. Their average scoring has gone down a little bit, and they've certainly seen their offense overall reduced. But they've also seen their bench scoring has gone up to 38 points per game on the bottom, and that's key, as they're putting a lot of local bigs in those starting roles, maybe to absorb some of those starter minutes and try to make it back on the back end of their rotation.
The Kings have shown to have a very balanced offense. Some of their younger players, especially like Omar and James, they've been really stepped up in that 4-5 role, and it's really shown in their local. It's really a testament to their coaching staff and their local player development. So obviously you can always trust the more veteran players
good.
like
got a couple ultrasounds and MRI.
But here we have
Since the injury.
Interview.
Nothing torn or anything like that. Just kind of a little stretch, a little tweak. But we're taking it day to day right now. I'm jumping in a couple non-contact drills, and just making sure my cardio is staying up as good as possible with the injury being what it is. I can't really do 100% running yet, but it's tough, man. I want to be on the floor as soon as possible, and obviously the last game where they beat us. With the injury that I got, and then but I mean I think the most important one that we had was right after that we played them the next week without me, and at their gym, and we won that game. So I think heading into the playoffs, if we were to match up against them, I think as of right now it would look like in the finals that we have a lot of confidence just because of the games that we have won against them this year.
That was Byron Mullins, who was presented with the February Porsche Month MVP with a stellar performance after winning the title all the way back in November, only about 21 points per game. He's seen as one of the most important cornerstones for the Kings team, playing every single game to start the season.
Yeah, I mean, Mullins has always been a big key player for this Kings team. I remember when I played against him last year, just a huge threat in the paint. It's not much you can do when you're driving in and you have someone like Mullins protecting that rim. So they're going to miss him for this next few games, but obviously this team has shown that they're balanced and they're ready to play with or without him.
The Kings do have the 5-2 season advantage, winning the first 4, in fact, including one Byron Mullins' 38-point performance in a huge comeback. And on the other side, of course, visiting with Aaron, the assistant coach.
其实有肩膀的伤势嘛，然后复原以后，他打了工程师1场以后，就是他大腿内侧有点拉伤，所以我们就让他好好的复健，大概休息了3周左右的时间吧。那这个礼拜已经有整个球队跟上球队所有的训练。那正好就是这个礼拜只有1场球，那我们就让强生去试试看，然后找一些比赛的感觉这样子。中线其实不是帮他调整他的姿势什么东西的，只是一些加强他，一直反复帮他做一些他在比赛的时候我们看到他常会做的动作，然后让他多一点在训练中或者是训练完一些在个人投篮的时候反复的去做一些他比赛比较常去做的动作，然后让他在球场上出手的时候比较 比较有信心一点。那我们再看就是农历年以后过后，他的那个投篮的那些出手啊、命中率这些都有提升。我再看是运气比较好一点而已。
So speaking about Chris Johnson, the lanky center who can also dribble, pass, and shoot from the outside, saying no big significant injury, but certainly something that he had to rehab after returning from Okinawa. But with only one game this week for the Braves, a perfect opportunity to try to get back in the flow and test himself out. And then asked about Jet Zhang Zhongshan, who's really come onto the scene later in the season. He says they just try to repeat this successful stroke and try to get the good feeling in him and not so much change what he does. There's Chris Johnson before on March 19th, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Then on the season, also putting in some pretty monster numbers, 23 points per game, almost 15 rebounds. Is got a high steal count, and of course is also a big threat of a shot blocker using his athleticism. So he's a guy who, just like Byron Mullins, brings all kinds of skills out there on the basketball court in a very big human package.
I think what makes both teams so hard to play against is that they can really use different rotations in their team. And so here we have the refs.
Huang Zhenfeng will be the referee number 1, and Chen Hongming will be the crew chief. As we're about to bring you the starting lineups, the Kings will be wearing their new Taipei City Sunset themes. On the Brave side, they're actually going to be starting their vets. It's Winston Taiwans and Jet Zhang Dongxian, Lin Zijie, along with Johnson and Nior Zaisev. And on the King side, a familiar look, since Byron Mullins has been out, Joseph Lin at point guard, Amigo Yang Jingming. And there, as always, next to a couple local bigs, you could say, in Su Sixuan and James and Omar. Ni Oma is an international student from Zhenzi University. And with Kenny Manigault, who's really jumped on the scene, in fact, voted by the fans as one of the more popular players and advancing along with Joseph Lin into the Honda Mr. Popularity vote in the 3rd season. Kenny Manigault, obviously a more defensive-minded player, but in Byron Mullins' absence, has been doing everything for the team that he can.
Absolutely. I was watching Kenny warm up, and he has such a close attention to detail, and it's really shown in his performance in the past few games. His defensive presence and also his ability to run out and on offense really shows his desire to really show his presence in this league, and it's really paid off, so very happy for him. As we have Amigo here on the camera too, a veteran who is definitely a leader on this team and also beast for the Braves. And just to touch on the point I was trying to bring up, both teams really show different looks. They can show looks on the veteran side and also on the young side. And so when you really take this down to 5 or 7 game series, it's really hard to tell. And also home court advantage is so important for both teams as they really play well at home too. So this is definitely we could say, pre-look into something that you might see in the playoffs.
We're just a minute or 2 from the tip-off, but part of the special theme, Borrow Goods is sponsoring the Kings this weekend with Chen Rongyao. That's a play on words. Chen is the whole city, and Rongyao usually means honor or glory, but you change the yao to a medicine, and there you have your Mandarin lesson for today. We'll see if we can get it on the LED boards around the court as, hey, Johnson just kind of stole the tip away there. But thankfully it doesn't count as he'll face off against Omar there in the jump circle. The Braves in their alternative blue jersey set.
Yeah, obviously the Kings deciding to go with 2 imports the rest of the way, so definitely look to see how Omar plays. This will definitely be an important piece guarding the paint.
The Braves will start with the basketball.
And Jet's also been playing so well. We'll see how he starts this quarter.
Zaisev post up initially, now screening for Beast. Try to go with the pocket pass, but it bounces off of a King's foot.
The Braves like to play in a very flow kind of offense where the ball is always moving from one side to the other, and they're really good with just playing free in the pick and roll. As you see Jet getting opportunity, misses left, rebound by Amigo.
Jet tried that one from way deep. He's certainly been keeping up the difficulty of those jump shots. Now it's Amigo's turn, guarded by Jet. They typically want Jet on the best offensive player. Have him in the corner. Now a screen through pass to James. A layup is in over the outreach arms of Igor Zaytsev.
Yeah, good roll by James, and he gets the nice feed from Amigo. He gets the opening bucket of this game.
Now we'll get a runner opportunity, but leaves it off short. 2-0 start for the Kings. In the other game, we just get the final score. Dreamers took the victory as Amigo knocks down the mid-range shot.
Great setup by Amigo. Calls for the screen, but ends up rejecting it and gets that open look for that mid-range.
Little backdoor over Beast, choosing the difficult pull-up shot and gets the bounce. Kenny Manigault in defense.
Right there, Beast just goes backdoor, catches Kenny off guard, and right there able to just get that really tough mid-range jumper to go.
Haven't said his name during the game. Joseph Lin will get an opportunity. Rebound eventually collected by the Braves. Oh, Matthew, because we're closing down to the end of the season, it's an interesting question. You got Amigo about almost 15 points per game, but then there's a lot of buzz around Joseph Lin being a possible MVP candidate as Winston tries for three, no good.
Joseph has shown that he can really control the pace of the tempo as a point guard as Amigo shoots that long.
That's what a lot of players have been mentioning is how good he is controlling the pace. Beast will try to get it back, but that's off the mark.
Joseph has shown that he's smart out of the pick and roll. He's patient, but he's under control. He can speed up, he can slow down, he can put his defender in jail.
Omar will try from about the free throw line. But both teams trying to look for a little bit more rhythm. Look at Igor Zaytsev post up. Loves that right-handed baby hook. So Winston faking his way to the basket, and oh, so close. Chance for the Kings around and Amigo. Nobody left there to defend on the fast break.
It's a great run out by Amigo and a good pass by Kenny Manigault for the easy two.
Now it's Johnson's turn up against Big Sushi or James. That one dances off the rim, and here come the Kings once again. Kenny Manigault screened by Omar. He'll try the three, short. One thing that's definitely true about these two teams, and if you're tuning in for the first time, all Taiwanese teams want to push the pace. As Johnson, the tricky turnaround mid-air, it's all net.
Yeah, both teams playing pretty free. If they have an opportunity to run, they're going to run. Right here, they're going to call a play. Actually, both teams run similar plays. They're going to have a high pick and roll and just play out of that.
Joseph Lin floating it up, but it rolls out.
Good patience by Joseph, just doesn't fall.
I believe that is our first whistle of the evening. A foul as Igor Zaytsev was finding some positioning down low, but I believe the first score by Big Sushi on the easy pin down slash pick and roll there. Now close on the wheel play. Winston stopped the first time and puts it back on the second effort.
Yeah, very energy glue guy for this team. Never lets the team down. He's able to get a putback.
Amigo from the elbow, that one's bottom. So Amigo having a strong start to the afternoon, now has 6 points. Well, Matthew, you're kind of new around here. Do you know why we call Taiwan to Buntu Yangjiang? As Beast tries it on the rim. Johnson poked away. They'll hang on to it. Get back to that score as Beast will fire away from three. Again, halfway down and out. And there it is. Winston going to work on the offensive glass.
I don't know the real reason. I just figured he's pretty big for a local player, so they just call him local import.
Actually, it's because of his rebounding prowess back in the SPL as James swishes a three.
James has really been impressive this start of this game. playing very confident and aggressive.
Trying to play defense, and Johnson, who's too much to handle down low. Over to Amigo, iced up on Winston. The step back is off target. Watch out of bounds right in front of the broadcasters over here. And the fast pace of the game means we only had that one stoppage. So with 6:30 left in the first quarter, it's a Kings 11-10 lead as we head to our first break.
There's quite a bit of people. I mean,
on hand to enjoy the new Taipei Queens performance. In the early goings, it's Amigo who's really running the show with 6 points, and Big Sushi, Chen, who I mentioned had that wrist injury he sustained in Southern California in the Kings off-season trip, kind of has come onto the scene a little bit on the later side, but still making a pretty solid impact, and might be somebody we'll see a lot in the playoffs as well.
Just watching him start this game for the first 6 minutes, he got a nice dump off by Amigo, and then he also just pulled up from 3. Shows his confidence that he's willing to pull the trigger. And over there on defense, fighting with Chris Johnson, showing that he's willing to put his body on the line for this team. So really happy for him.
Substitution for the Kings, bringing a few more bench guys as Johnson in amongst the crowd, getting a foul call out of one of the Kings down there as they swarmed number 5 down low. Again, more pick and roll action, and without a big body in there, that passing opportunity is a little bit easier as Johnson bounces in the first.
All right, without Manigo on the court as an import, they're actually playing with the all-local lineup.
Good call, Matthew. Second free throw means the Braves have their first lead of the game. On a curl play, JJ off to the left, found his own board. Number 19, veteran Lin Jingbang, getting some minutes next to Amigo, which is kind of a rarity. As Amigo trying to go to work against Beast. Call for the reach in there.
Amigo is really good at the mid-range pull-up. Watching it from this close, he's able to really elevate while creating contact, and is right there able to draw the foul.
Johnson will go off for Ning Mengxue, veteran player with the Braves program, or Ray. Amigo, a rare miss at the free throw line. One of the better free throw shooters all 3 years of the Plus League. This year at 81%. Interestingly enough, in Byron Mullins' absence, he's only played 25 minutes per game. And an 0-for-2 trip. He does average 10 points per game in that span, so still relatively efficient. As it's the old buds of Joseph Lin and Jet guarding each other on this side. He's given some room, passing out of it. They're looking for Zaitsev.
Good quick double.
And he's patient with it. Big Z with the 2 points. Kings running their 5-out offense. Down to Amigo, Z nearby to help. 8 seconds left. The turnaround pull-up. Not so lucky this time.
Amigo has come out really aggressive. He's getting good looks, just unable to let it fall.
Jet out to Zaitsev from the breaks. No good. As Lin Xinbang picks up the board. Joe working on Jet with the left hand. Oh, a little short, to say it lightly. Both of his parents in-house to take on the game.
It was a nice aggressive move in transition, but Jet was able to close out and play solid defense.
A tough take there as Winston another board and getting the foul. I mean, he doesn't have the frame of an import, but he's certainly causing a lot of problems on the rebounding side on that end. Didn't have to look just in the right spot there.
He's had about 3 offensive boards just in this first quarter, and he's shown that if there's a will, there's a way. Earns the extra possession for the Braves.
Good time to bring in Quincy Davis. Coming off the bench as he's often has as a member of the Kings. Li Kaiyan chasing Lai Tian. I mean, most are trying to make it to the paint, but kind of ran into his own teammate in Zaitsev there.
That was a good defensive possession by the Kings. Staying loaded and closed out to the right defender.
Good idea on the pass. Joe Hoyer, or Josh, bounces it out of bounds.
As fast as this game has gone, still a quite low-scoring affair. Both teams playing discipline on defense, making it hard for each team to score.
Amigo to Kaiyan, but a little bit too deep. So Lin Xinbang will try the runner. Eventually the ball bounces the Braves' way as KJ, one-man defeat. It's a touchdown for the Braves.
Way to locate that ball from KJ to earn the easy 2.
As a little bit of review, that's what we call le se bu luo di, where the passes to the score don't fall down on the hardwood. Kings kind of scrambling right now as Amigo forces it up. JJ pulls up, beating the shot clock, but another miss for the Kings as they've gone a little bit cold since that first time out. In fact, they have not scored in about 3 minutes. Z screens. The Braves are looking his way. No good on the right hook.
Braves going to that low post option to Zaitsev. A pretty high percentage look for him. Right there, he tried to call for the foul, but didn't get the call.
Now Q will try from deep. No good. And it's Zaitsev leading the break. He's running to the hoop, but KJ decides to pull up. Oh, the Braves want to play fast. I don't know if that was exactly the look they would want. Amigo going quick against Josh. Has got an angle to JJ flying in. Close but no cigar, and kind of an unlucky reaching foul on the rebound.
Yeah, both teams just playing really quick, getting looks, just unable to finish. Both teams are closing out pretty effectively too, which look like they're there, are defended pretty well.
Amigo will go off for his understudy and touching that. Now classic Zaitsev high post offense. Now going down is Lai Tian will pull up from 3, and look at that. They switch for number 0, and the Kings, before they could run back on offense, call a timeout. Well, Lai Tian has seen himself go from starter back to bench player, but always a guy that is kind of a streaky 3-point shooter. So far on the season, though, number 0 19 for 75 from outside is not that ideal, but he does have range, and like I said, sometimes he goes through 2 or 3 weeks, excuse me, where he can hit 4 or 5.
Yeah, just right there. Coming off the screen,
switch it, but you're smacking under as well.
Shoots it over the outstretched arm of Q and able to hit the 3.
We're listening into the Kings timeout, orchestrated by Coach Ryan Marchand.
Kyle, Kenny, Q, Shunan, JJ. DHO. They'll switch. As you go over the top, Q, sprint into this and slip out. You drive, Shunan, set the flare here for JJ as this is happening, and then be a lift behind. If you don't like it, you don't like anything here, 2-foot plant, throw it behind you here in the post, okay? Hey, stay aggressive. We need to rebound first, but then get out and run. Stay wide. Get couple. Let's finish the quarter. Get it under 5. Here we go. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, if you want to follow along the game on the Plus League website in terms of stats, PLEAGUEofficial.com. This is game, if you want to go to the back end of things, /game/296. And if I can save you some time as Kenny Manigault checks back in. But Marchand has a point. Right now, the Braves have 18 rebounds to the Kings 12. And no matter the shooting percentage, 6 more possessions is a huge advantage for any team.
Right, and he's drawn up a play where there's going to be a lot of different actions.
Manigault bounced past the cue, but intercepted as there's a little 3-on-2 break. Braves pass out of it. Lai Tian hit one earlier. Can't quite get the bounce as Chen, their second overall pick rookie, getting an opportunity. Ball out of bounds off the Braves. Chen has shown the ability to score with pretty decent efficiency, but after all, he is playing on the Taipei Fubon Braves, a team that's kind of hard to get into their system.
Yeah. Good opportunity for him today to get some minutes and show his worth against this good new Taipei team.
Manigault couldn't get the pass off, but it bounces off the Brave again.
Manigault has been playing very aggressive, but kind of driving into a wall over there. Gets the deflection, so they keep possession. I think that's where both teams has done well in this first quarter. They've been closing out, making it hard to make passes, and that's why it's been a 19-11 game.
JJ will pull up a 3. Held a nice form, but that one was in and out. Chen now guarded by Manigault. One thing about these defensive strategies, they want to put their best defender on somebody they can help off of. So Chen might get a few shot opportunities. There's a skip pass. He tries. Yes.
Good call, Ryan.
Hey, maybe I can do this for a living or something.
But good for Chen to hit the shot. Had just a second of open, and he hits the shot.
Manigault and Q. Pass out of it as Lai Tian guarding Li Kai-yin. Nice crossover moves out to his good friend JJ in the arc, but it's no good. As now the Kings, under a minute to go, are down by 11. Q, nice hands. Chance for the Kings to run. They split him out wide. Manigault will try. No. Being at home, they don't seem as comfortable as the Braves are with these things. Tokoi, nice clutch layup.
Wade, that was really good. Wade hangs in the air.
And a good big fundamental move by Q in transition, even beating Johnson there.
Josh has really excelled this season. Right there showing his athleticism, hanging in the air and getting the deuce.
5 seconds left on the clock. Tokoi over to Chen on the curl. The shot is up and ooh, a big brick. So one good one, but one not so good. Yeah. We're still only in the first quarter. We'll be going to break between the Braves and Kings in game 100 of the Plus League third season. We'll be right back.
跟着我们药师呢一起秀出你的肌肉。哎，最后先看姚明，好久不见，今天应该骑单车来啊？最近都在骑单车，应该是这绝对是我们新美国王的球迷了。来秀出你的肌肉，跟着秀出你的肌肉，哎呦 ，Power up！Hello， 欢迎我们来新庄体育馆。秀出啊，这个一定有练啊，这二头肌不得了。Hello， 哎呦，这个 posing 可以啊。Let's go。没问题 ，Hello。Welcome to our stadium。秀出你的二头肌，袖子可以拉起来没关系。哎呦 ，You are so ready。哎 ，Yes sir。Hello。秀出你的 muscle。哎 ，Hello， 欢迎来到新庄体育馆。Hello， 可以，没问题的。哎，有哦，事情看起来比较壮。欢迎所有的球迷朋友们来我们新庄体育馆。
Like the stream for the 100th broadcast of the P.LEAGUE season. The third season here is a total 120 game season after bumping it up from 48 to 90 to 120. And based on what I'm seeing around the arena, it seems like people are still loving P.LEAGUE basketball deep into the season.
Right, with so many matchups between the 6 teams, it's really nice to see that in this late season matchup, people are still coming out and supporting the players. It's been a long season, they've worked really hard, and they deserve this kind of support from the fans.
Same 5 for the Braves to end the quarter. As Kenny Manigault getting a foul there, trying to drive at Chris Johnson without any fear.
We'll see how both teams adjust in the second quarter. The Braves got hot near the end of that first quarter, and we'll see how the Kings can adjust and respond, now down by 11.
One of those things where Coach Marchand would share that you can't just play defense and win games. If your offense is not going, that'll also hurt your transition defense too.
Yeah, so we'll see how the Kings adjust. I think right there in that first play, getting the foul call, being aggressive and earning 2 at the stripe, hopefully will jumpstart this offense.
So a 1-for-2 trip. The lead for the Braves is 10. ITN still running the point. The KJ, who hesitates for a moment, and a beautiful move, but misses. Chen couldn't get the putback to fall. He does have an English name, but we'll save it when he has a nice performance. Can't let him have it on a putback. Nice find as James keeps it away from the Braves and scores down low. Now he's the leading scorer with 7.
Starts up where he left off in that first half.
Nice strip by Kenny Manigault, avoids one to Lee Kayet. They're just fine for a layup, and just like that, the Braves electing to call a timeout just a minute into the second quarter. Just like that, it's down to a 6-point deficit for the home Kings. That means we got one more break. The following messages for you, the audience.
So 好，记得呢，接到球的朋友，记得等一下接到球的朋友要到我们的这个商品部旁边集合。
欢迎来自
我
香港的
鼓励了
朋友。
哦，小朋友还是接到了。等一下呢，记得要到我们商品部集合。等一下是1颗球2位球迷，1颗球2位球迷。记得要到我们商品部集合，我们会有工作人员把你们引导
Welcome back.
上
The
来。
Plus League Instagram is 10,000 followers away from 150 P.LEAGUE.official with the blue check mark. That's us. And that's a fan from Hong Kong coming over to take part in this Plus League matchup. You know, plenty of fans from all across Southeast Asia have come to Taiwan. Even with the Ame concert, there was a Singaporean couple who've been there, they say, for more than a week. It's good, nice to be moving past COVID a little bit and having tourism and travel started up again. Another strip opportunity. Lee Kai-yin tried to dish it off and it'll go out of bounds as the Braves, another turnover without even getting the basketball past the 28-foot line. That is not going to make Coach Roger and the staff happy. Manuel catches off the baseline with Dokoe guarding. After James hit one and couldn't make it a second.
Right there, Chris Johnson taking a flick out of the Celtics. Blue cornet does enough to...
Enough for distraction, but he's got a chance at the rebound collected by Big Sushi.
Very impressed by James today, grabbing that rebound.
Goes the mid-range, dishes the street and stopped by Chris Johnson down low. Kings hang on to possession, only 12 seconds to go. There's a little bit of a slip and then a whistle, though Marchand mad along the Kings sideline about something.
Probably upset that there was maybe some kind of basket interference.
Well, you have sharper eyes than I would. Saw the replay of the foul on 45. Now in this bench unit, it looks like so far you're supposed to be the primary defender, as Manigal will step up to the line again, 1 for 2 on his last trip. Unlucky with the bounce.
The Braves have brought in a few fresh players. It's good to see the Braves letting their players play, getting them different looks.
Like, oh, interesting. Didn't expect it. We got another free throw coming up. Might have seen on the previous shot. Manigal twice, and Child also in attendance. He makes that one. He's slowly chipping away at this Braves lead, who have had all kinds of backcourt issues. Johnson was way deep. Wow.
That's tough to guard with Johnson's height. That was a good three. Not much you can do, just put a hand up.
Kings running a little bit of motion, now slowing down to Manigal.
Manigal with the flare screen.
Shooting that from the corner, overshoots it. You see that from a mile away as you get to shout out Jackie Zhangkeng. Fresh into the game, number 29. Has not got to play much in this third season. Two imports in there. Lighting finds an opening as Manigal beats the high hopping of Jackie to the board. And unlucky with the foul there in transition as Lighting catching, maybe, we'll see how the scorer's table scores it, but Johnson got his hands on it.
Johnson is so versatile. Right there, getting the tip on the ball. Plays strong on both ends, but also on offense too. Huge presence in the paint, but also can pull it out and shoot the three, which really helps with the team spacing and their overall flow in the offense.
Too high on the bigs as Johnson finds the open Jackie. That's his favorite corner shot. No. Little hot potato going on as Kenny Manigal finally comes away with it.
It's a good look by Jackie, just doesn't fall.
With a head of steam, that one off Kenny Manigal, then out of bounds.
Good hands by Josh able to force the strip.
So very quick rest for Chen. He's back in it. And it looks like the referee's
very interesting to see Amigo and Joe on the bench for this extended period of time. Maybe Kings trying to let their younger players get a few more playing minutes.
Rotated as the Kings previously on a back-to-back on the second day. Big loss against the Lioneers while playing very short-handed. There's a foul down low. Johnson, too much to handle for the Kings down on the block. They'll huddle up around a veteran point guard, Hong-Tzu-Sen, or Venti. Looking forward to his coaching future as he was considering retirement, but kind of now a little bit of a player coach right now on the Kings. First score for the Braves in a while as Johnson makes one and a second. Little full court pressure by Josh. Chen not finding any space. Attacking off the dribble, he's got some room, but Johnson stays vertical.
Good aggressive move by Junan. Just a really tough shot though. Trying to shoot over the hands of Johnson.
Zaitsev kind of let it fly without securing a good grab on the basketball. It's going to be a ball out of bounds. As the popular PLEAGUE number 7 will check in for the Kings. Now, if you believe the leaderboard in the Kings weight room here at Shimsong Gymnasium, which is really cool to look at, Junan has one of the bottom 3 numbers in terms of body fat. A little bit hard to tell with how fly his shoes are and how long he keeps his hair. Manigault trying to put the moves on. Zogoi floats it up and does not get the bounce. You know, we joke about how in Taoyuan there's always the basket on the visitor side that's hard to shoot. Right now, the basket in front of the Kings bench a little bit tough as Jackie coughs it up. Manigault trying to beat Zaitsev with the fake and the fancy finger roll.
Took a move out of Rajon Rondo's playbook. It's a very tough move. Makes it look silky smooth.
Zaitsev and Johnson on the side as Lilira misses the strip. Nice find from CJ to Jackie down low.
Right there, Lilira gambles and Jackie's there underneath the basket. Gets the easy 2.
Whistle as Big Sushi was making the move. Only our 5th foul between these two teams. You see Johnson above the head. Didn't even need to get that fancy, but he did, as you see Kenny Manigault, how he could finish. Our camera behind the basket and the production for tonight's game brought to you by our partners at Formosa Television. Brendan Smart will check in the game. Working with the screen. Doesn't get the pass off. Now it's a little stuck. It's Kenny out to Venti in the right corner. So close, but no.
Good look by Venti. Venti's defender helped. Gets the 1 pass, catch and shoot.
A little too physical as the Kings commit their 3rd team foul on the quarter. Right now, stuck at 22 points is not exactly ideal. During their stretch without Byron Mullins, they've had 2 games scoring below 80 points. That only happened twice out of 26 games while he was healthy. And of course, they lost both of those contests.
Both teams have really stepped up on defense. And that's why we have a rather low scoring game, but right there, Jackie, aggressive on his drive. Is able to get 2 points at the line.
Q will come back in along with fellow Tsinghua University grad as Omar and KJ and many others in the Plus League. Senior Hall has only played once this season, back on March 18th. 5 minutes in the game against the Braves at Hooping Gymnasium. So back to the action. Leader this time moving left. He'll try the shot. A big bounce, almost made it in, but Q tracks it down. Another chance for the Kings. Shot fake in the path. Senior Hall on his way down. The push shot is in. Yeah, it seems like Senior Hall has some fans in the stands. That is his first score of the season. Dunker, he will try. And it's a chance for the Kings to close in the gap. Quick layup is partially blocked. Here come the Braves quickly on offense. They don't go Zeiss's way until now. Out to the little race car and lighting it, and he makes it a second 3 on the game. That's just the speed the Braves bring.
Lighting with a very smooth jumper. Gets his second 3 tonight.
Kenny Manigault will rise and fire. Careful passing it the way of Manigault, but it's out of bounds. They say Tokoi, the favorite of the English broadcast. Oh no, they say foul, excuse me. That right hand, that's an RBSQ foul. It's only Kenny Manigault's first.
Coach Marchand also not a fan of the call.
Horn set for the Braves. Smart from way downtown. Almost got it. Kings generating some open threes, but Kenny Manigault will go to the cup. There's a whistle on the shot. Kind of surprising Smart there. Coming in there a little bit late. Rogers going to go to the bench. KJ and Winston about to check in.
So now both teams bringing back some of their starters.
Manigault leading the Kings in trips to the free throw line. Now 4 for 6. Quincy Davis and Yuhao on the block. Long rebound to Q.
The Kings have missed a few free throws tonight, but able to secure the offensive rebound. A double screen.
And Venti overshoots it.
It was a good look, guys. The screen was efficient, but just doesn't hit the 3.
Winston finds Zeiss up in the air, hits 3 is up, and look at that swish. Now it's a 14-point lead, just like that for the Braves. Shaoli can't answer.
The Kings rushing a little bit, not really calling any plays or slowing down, just going downhill, driving and kicking.
Smart. Can't make it 2 in a row as Q kind of little parent rebound there. Venti will try again. This one a little too strong as, again, Quincy Davis is proving to be a little bit of a rebounding problem for Zaitsev right now. It'll be a shooting foul now as the Kings will be in the bonus. Looks like both teams bring in their starters. Hopefully our scorers table can keep up. And actually coming in for the first time in Chen Xiangju. Haven't said his name all of the first quarter.
Yeah, Chen Xiangju, a fan favorite in the league. Known for his quite common dunks. Both teams really interesting tonight, making a lot of substitutions.
There's a miss by Q. That was way long. So 4 for 10 are the Kings at the line. They've had more opportunities, have not converted on them. While only 1 for 16 shooting the 3. If you're in black, fan of the boys in black, you certainly want to see that change. Beast and Johnson in the fourth set. Down to Chen. Gets the lane around Q. Immediately have an effect on the floor.
Right there, Johnson setting the pick and roll. But with Chen Xiangjun there also in that dunker spot.
Joe Lin planks it. You know, they called this place the castle, but I didn't realize the Kings figured they needed to build it tonight with all these bricks. Jet trying to tough pull up in his good friend's Joe's face.
Well, that you can add that brick to the castle too. Tough move by Jet though. Very good, skilled player.
Good read by Joe, but he chooses not to shoot it. But Xiaoli will try to sidestep her. And again, Quincy Davis is all over these offensive boards. This shot is off the mark. Jet wants to slow the Braves up. If our scorers are keeping up, Quincy Davis has already got 5 rebounds. Nice slip passes. Finishes through contact. He'll have the and one. Kind of not fair for him to take on Xiaoli down there on the post. Nice find by Beast, who will get the assist. It's the Kings who elected to call timeout. Seeing this game kind of slip from them. And again, they're not spending all that much time on defense, whether they're successful or not, but a lot of time spent on offense is not exactly generating the open looks or decisive enough looks for their players to try to shoot on.
We need to get one rim runner and out. We're running okay on the wings, but the bigs, you guys are just running right here. Stop it. You guys need to space. Get 15-foot spacing, so that way if you run into a drag, you have space. There's too many guys just right here.
Right there, Coach Marchand talking to his players to
play out of forehead right now. You be the 4. You be the 4.
To space out.
Play out of forehead.
So if there are drag screens, which is where a big comes and sets up a screen for
but we need stops.
a guard that he has space to operate,
get up and down the floor,
whether he wants to attack off the screen,
here we go.
re-screen, or even reject the screen. Right now, players like Manigault has been kind of running into his own players, going downhill, and that's led to some hard passes when the spacing is not there, and also difficult looks. So right there, Coach Marchand just reminding his players to have the correct spacing, and that'll allow for more opportunities to open up when you're driving and then kicking it out to open players.
Yeah, the first thing you said was kind of interesting, because in modern basketball, we always think about what kind of perimeter shots, how many three-pointers can you make, but he started off that timeout by saying you need somebody to go to the rim and force the defense to collapse. And even with the Braves' size advantage, that still is something you want to force them to do, give your shooters a chance. Lin Jingbang looking for Amigo on the block. Guarded by Winston.
Amigo loves that spot.
Stripped by Chen Xiangjun, and it'll be a steal. But Beast doesn't realize the 3-on-2 as he slows it up. Xiangjun, good stop by Lin Jingbang, who also gets the board. Good effort by the veteran player out of Zhanghua. He dishes it to Kyle, and right back. Lin Jingbang, so close, but no cigar. Beast and Jet got the start, but so far in the game, Beast has only attempted and made one shot. Is Winston on the oop? from a crazy angle. It's missed, and Kings will fumble it out of bounds. Both Kyle and Joe were trying to indicate for a replay, but Kings bench says they'll want to hang on to it. Off the baseline, Jet trying to find some room, puts it up and in.
And that's where Jet's length is such an advantage. Standing at 193 centimeters, able to extend his 2 steps and gets that up and under.
And Jinbang cutting through the middle, got a little bit of an angle, but Johnson swallows the pass up even. Little 4-on-3. Chen Xiangjun with 1 man to beat. Nice move, but blows the layup. Here comes the Kings the other way. Amigo thought twice about going to get to Johnson. So the mid-range. And it forces the Braves to call timeout. 30 seconds to go. DJ Song getting a little ahead of things as the Braves calling a timeout. Get another look at Amigo. Maybe unconventional, but 2 points just the same.
That timeout coming at right near the end of this quarter, but that kind of gives the Kings a 2-for-1. As the Kings will probably be able to close out the quarter. Still a 17-point game.
DJ screen again. After screen, you always roll. Always roll. 所以现在有可能是21. You have 21, smacking on, and you're with Beast. You're with Beast. It's 21's in a roll. Or if Beast is in a one with Johnson, switch with Johnson as well. I want full court ball pressure. Be at 11. Try to speed them up into something quick. Even if they're at half court. Deny. See if we can get a poke. And see if we can speed them up. And we can get one the other way. Yep. Let's go. Stop and score. Let's go. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Looking up at the scoreboard here in the stadium, the Braves already with 10 players getting on the board with scores. They've done quite a good job rotating all their guys through and plenty of good looks. Meanwhile, on the Kings side, they're led by Big Su Shishin with 7. And Amigo with that 2 has now surpassed him with 8. A little bit of pressure as the Kings back out of it. Jet trying to get a little bit of room around Joe. Leaves it behind Chen Xiangjun. The shot as Johnson usually tries to deny his opponents those after whistle shots. Now tries to get a bucket of his own after the whistle, but it'll be free throws at Chen Xiangjun. Kind of throwing off his spot there. Bunch of offense and defensive stuff. Amigo in for the Kings. Josh and KJ in for the Braves. Made first as the Braves have only missed the Chen Xiangjun bonus free throw. Seven seconds left. Joseph Lin slipped a little bit. Now KJ falls. No looking pass. Q can't get it off. And kind of sure a little bit of a hectic possession there. Goes by quietly.
Good over the arm pass, over the shoulder, around the shoulder pass by Joe. Just doesn't fall into the hands of Q.
We'll be going to half. Braves versus Kings.
好，我们接下来要进行的呢，就是我们的中场游戏。那我们今天要进行的中场游戏叫突破 PR 上篮挑战游戏。那我们呢刚刚有这个4位非常幸运的球迷朋友们，恭喜你们能可以。
当你停下脚步，却发现梦想仍驱动着你。如果全世界都说不可能，而你认为放弃更不可能，你就和我们同路，都为梦想而生。Dreamers on。
等一下呢，还有邀请到一位我们全国健力选手、知名健身 YouTuber， 我们的黄世伦也都到我们的现场了。好，接下来呢，球迷朋友们，麻烦帮我听到这边，我们接下来要进行的叫做突破 PR 上篮挑战游戏。然后我来为各位讲解一下游戏规则。我们等一下会分成2组，就是我们等一下这个爸爸跟儿子是一组，然后我们这2位朋友是一组。然后我们第1组呢是3剑客的盖伊以及波波一队，然后可以带领我们这个可以挑选一个组别来加入你的队伍。那我们第2个组别呢就是我们的蔡药师以及4轮队。好，那不然我们这样子，就是我们来派一位来猜拳，来选一下你们的队员好了。来准备，好，剪刀石头布。好的，就由我们的蔡药师先攻。来，我们蔡药师选择一位队友。好的，这两位吗？好，这2位麻烦加入我们的蔡药师队。那我们的这个盖伊队呢，就到我们的2位这个父子档。好的，那我们的规则非常简单哈。我们等一下呢，就是每一组会带领2位球迷，每人轮流从3分线，就是我们那位黑色衣服的女生站的位置，3分线呢上篮，从运球上篮，那进了之后呢，跑回来到这边，我们要翻出1张卡牌，翻完卡牌之后才可以把球传给我们的队友。那我们要翻的卡牌有哪些呢？我们只要翻出突破跟 PR。这2张卡牌的话呢，就是成功挑战。OK， 非常的简单。那要由哪一组先进行进攻呢？好，我们就先从盖伊队开始好了。好 ，OK， 那我们请我们的盖伊队来到我们的3分线。首先
Tomorrow is the Pilots at Dreamers, 2:30 in the afternoon, and the Lin brother rematch here at Xingzhuang at 5 p.m. That's the Steelers versus the home Kings, who had quite a struggle of a first half on the offensive end. Can't even say defensively they're doing that strong either, because Braves 47 points is close to being on pace for 100 points. And of course, every team's goal in the Plus League is to hold their opponent under 90 points. There we see the combined team statistics, where the most standout thing is 1 for 19 3-point shooting by the Kings. They've kind of closed in on that rebounding gap, the 4th row down, 34-29. They've worked a little better on that side of things. Both teams are keeping their turnovers down, and the foul total's not crazy. But so far in the early goings, teams got to maybe throw out their old game plan and find something new for the second half. To start the game, of course, it was Omar Nioma and Big Sushishin, the 2 bigs in there to start the game, as Amigo started the game with a pretty decent stroke. We'll bring you the individual scores in the second segment, and the Braves benefiting from a few lucky bounces, but overall, they've also found a little bit more space to run out on, rotating a lot more players and seeming to be the team that's playing more free despite being on the road. Chris Johnson and Ian Zaitsev, they're putting in their work, but nothing crazy, as we've seen very impressive individual performances by imports in the Plus League. There you see one of the fancier passes down court that KJ was able to finish off. Lysian came in and knocked down a few threes, and even rookie Boyan got in on the fun. 1 for 3 three-point shooting, and Zofar maybe putting a little bit more work on the defensive end. Also getting a few fast break opportunities. Kenny Manigault is kind of the only easy offense the Kings have going, with a few steals on the defensive end and leading to fast break opportunities. So look for the Kings to play even more up defensively against the breaks in the front court, as they are able to get a little bit more pressure on the Braves backcourt mates. Shalit and Hall, two guys who have not seen much time this season, also getting opportunity, maybe rotationally. Oh, we got one more break before leading scorers in the next segment. Don't forget, vote for Plus League Mr. Popular in the 3rd season. We'll be right back.
Sorry, I thought. A little bit.
Real smooth. 来跟你讲，中间这张好像也没翻过。Let's go to work。球迷朋友，这张该是不是有翻过？有，对不对？至少被来，你一次翻完好了，反正时间也超过了。来，我们看你终于会不会找到。我们世伦在这里嘛，刚刚有说前面还有这个，对嘛？好，我们来看看哦。好，我跟你讲，这个比赛非常的激烈，我们都不知道优胜者是哪一队吗？哇，这个比数呢，分别是由我们这个蔡耀斯4人队呢，他们是这个2分20几秒对上我们的这个盖伊波波队，总共是花了49秒的时间，所以恭喜我们的3节课盖伊波波队获胜。好的，那我们获胜的队伍呢，可以获得我们药师界生活官网购物金3000元以及 PR 能量饮1箱，恭喜你们！麻烦看一下我们前方的摄影师们。好的，我们摄影师朋友们呢，也把握机会捕捉这美好的一刻。好，还有哪一位朋友还没有拍到照的吗？好的，麻烦呢看一下我们前方的摄影师。好的，还有哪一位摄影朋友？好，我们中间这位美女，麻烦看一下她哦。来，准备，来秀出你们的肌肉，秀出你们的2头肌哦。来，准备，3、2、1。好，还有我们的媒体朋友还没有拍到的吗？ OK， 都拍到。那这边呢，特别的感谢我们4位球迷，以及我们的这个蔡药师，以及知名健身 YouTuber 我们的盖伊，以及光的王波波，还有我们的黄世仁。感谢你们的参与，也谢谢所有的球迷朋友们。那等一下呢，我们精彩的比赛会继续进行。Right foot, let's start. Left foot, let's start. Charlie Brown, hop it out now. Slide to the right, slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. 好，那我们接下来的时间呢，就是我们要来公布每一场呢，只要入场，我们就会抽出一位幸运的球迷朋友。那记得要留好你们票根啊，因为我们现在要来公布，能获得我们每一场呢，可以得到等值8000元的商品，也就是我们 Lululemon 所提供价值等值8000元的商品啊。那我们这一位幸运的得主朋友呢，是坐在我们 C3之3 7排31号的这位朋友。再讲一次。
Welcome back to the broadcast. Still at halftime, but we have leading scorers from the first half to break down before we get into the second half action. The score is 47-28 with the Braves on the road and ahead of things. Chris Johnson leading them with 11 points, followed by Lai Tingen's 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Sunshine Streak only played in the second quarter, but already has 6 points. Iyer Zaitsev getting the start, he has 5 points. And Chris Johnson's length is right now too much for the Kings to handle often. What do you think is an optimal strategy to guard number 5 for the Braves?
I think you got to load up to him, try to keep him outside of the paint, make him catch the ball deep in the deep outside of the three-point line, and really limit his passing. Just right there, you can see that his vision is also a threat, and that's what allowed his teammates to flourish.
Amigo with 8 points, Big Sushi with 7, all from the first quarter. Kenny Madrigal coming on with the 6 points, Davis with 2 points, and so has Lee Kang-yin on that fast break. But on the Kings side, as we mentioned in the first segment, missing a lot from the three-point arc, but I don't think that's any indicator that they will completely go away from that outside shot. But certainly, like we talked about in that previous Kings timeout, somebody needs to go to the basket. We'll have one last break in 3.5 minutes before the start of the second half.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. Love. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cause to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 Fun. I'm up all night to get 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 lucky.
Baby, what you doing? Another day just turned into the night. Stuck in all that quicksand. I know what it feels like, but I don't wanna stay here. It's killing me. I don't wanna waste my time no more, and I don't wanna die here. The bed I made, it's time to shake it up. You get so much, you gotta do, you can't forget about it. Why you waiting on the side, watching days go by? Now you looking in the mirror, wondering where this
记录台广播一下，一位小朋友陈亮台小朋友，你的爸妈在商品部等你。如果你有听到的话，你的爸妈在商品部等你。陈亮台小朋友，
where this time goes.
或是也可以寻求一下工作人员。Hello， 欢迎来到新庄体育馆，穿起来像去迪士尼玩的。Hello， 这很明显就是要来秀自己的 muscle， 对不对 ？OK。Hello， 欢迎来到新庄体育馆，可以哦。来跟镜头打个招呼 ，Hello，Let's go。
Welcome back to the broadcast. It's a matchup between the home New Taipei Kings against the Taipei Fubon Braves, the MRT series in Season 3. Right now, it's a one-sided affair where the Braves have the big lead at half.
Yeah, the Kings trying something new. playing a lot of their younger players. Good opportunity for these young players to get minutes and get more experience. Braves as well, going deep into their roster. I think the main difference has been the passing from the Braves, getting out in transition and leading to open scoring opportunities. But obviously, better three-point shooting will always lead to more opportunities inside. Fubon Braves just a little more balanced than the Kings right now, but the Kings, you can never count them out. 19-point deficit can always be cut down. If you look into a 10-point fourth quarter, it's always anyone's game.
The last low mark for the Kings at home on any individual quarter was 35 points against the Lioneers on April 2nd. That was on the day after they played the Pilots to overtime. So kind of understandable, tired legs on a back-to-back. Throwing an intense, crucial game against the Pilots. Johnson to Beast in the corner. He'll try for three. That one's in and out.
Good look by Beast. Elevates. Ball just comes in and out.
He only had the 2 points as they're going.
Omar looking for the ball. Yep.
With a quick possession. Now he screens for Amigo. No good.
Nice baseline down screen from Omar. Good look by Amigo. Just doesn't have it fall.
Jet with a step back on Joe. A little strong.
Jet's been going to that move, that side step after a hard dribble. Tough shot to pull off.
Joe over to Sushi from the dunker spot. He floats it in.
Sushi has been very effective today, really finding open. A steal by Joseph.
And to Kenny Manigault trying to take on Johnson. He'll get the spin. No timeout by the Braves, though, as we're only about a minute and a half in. Zaitsev down to B. Somebody's left open. It's Winston. He'll try for three. Seems like we guessed, that rim a little bit harder to shoot. Manigault maneuvering left. Dumping off to Big Sushi. This time he misses the push shot.
Similar look as before, just a little strong on the push shot floater.
Down to Zaitsev, easily getting Omar off the spot, but Kenny Manigault comes for the steal. Joe quickly in transition, no good on the three.
Not sure if that's the best look in transition.
On the other side, though, it's Omar with the knee to the rear end of Zaitsev. He'll be called for the foul. Let's see, previously, Manigault came down for the help. It was a different story when Omar was left alone in transition. So the lead is 15 as Jet floating for Johnson. A little bit too much on the pass.
Ambitious alley-oop, just a little bit too wide. Chris Johnson unable to call it in. Leads to a turnover, and now the Kings are on offense in just a 15-point game.
Manigault crossing over right. Fishing to Amigo through contact. He puts it through. And the Braves electing to call that early timeout. Their defense really not where the staff wants it to be. So they'll talk it over as we have our first break in the second half.
啊，想办法，待会防守要有规矩打，逆风翻上面。杰哥，现在中线会被他这边会被就顶赖掉。文凯，我刚刚说2个人要拿下来，所以如果给的是你，我们会找到你。
That's my heart. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
MC,
A little 6-0 run by the home Kings, forcing the Braves to call an early timeout. They've had 1 turnover and are 0 for 4 from the field. Of course, in only about 2.5 minutes of action.
The Kings have come out pretty aggressive, but really they're just being more solid offensively. They're being aggressive on defense as well, and leading to open opportunities. Really impressed with James today. Sushi, just doing the right things for his team. And
he's going right at Joseph Lin with a tricky layup over the shoulder. And that's the first Brave score of the evening on the second half.
Not sure if that's the play they drew up out of the timeout, but that's just where Beast really shows his individual ability.
Out to James, given a step by Johnson. No good on the shot. Chance for the Braves to make a run as Beast. A nice spin move, then the crossover, missing the shot. Here come the Kings. And he goes through contact. He'll get the whistle after earning it from the line. Kenny Manigault leading the entire field in terms of free throw attempts, but 4 for 7. Have a chance to improve on that. Sinks the first. In Byron Mullins' absence, averaging 23 points, almost 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and almost 40 minutes played per game. Gets another one. Kings get the switch back as Manigault got his hands on the ball and causes a turnover. He's having all kinds of fun playing defense today, but Jet does the same to Joe. And a one-man break, just a little right-handed layup from number 3. Put it down the floor, not wasting any time. Go guarded by Beast. The screen comes. And the slip pass. Zysev's right there, but an even better find as Omar will get the easy lay-in.
Great roll by Sushi. And able to get the dump off to Omar. Good teamwork.
Will fire away from 3. A little bit of friendly fire on that rebound, but here come the team in black. Manigault, skip pass to Amigo on a dribble. Misses it big time. Tripping from behind. It'll be the second team foul on the quarter. Get another look at the screen, and that's kind of the advantage you have when you're using your rear end. Of course, you got to be careful not to be called for an illegal screen, but kind of get that head start on the roll. Joe runs into Johnson as he dunk on the missed Jet layup. An emphatic 2 points. Big Suits already hit one today, but no.
Now the Kings just a little disorganized, just running downhill, and a little rush on that 3, just misses short.
Over the shoulder as Johnson to Zysef. Still time on the clock. Bullet pass to Winston. And the easy lay-in. Nice assist from Chris Johnson there.
That's his experience showing off right there. Pump fake, gets the easy layup.
Omar already making one. The left hand is off. Be a little bit worried if you're the Kings now. The Braves finding a little bit of rhythm. Interesting, they have Zysef on the perimeter and Johnson on the inside. Turnaround jumper, no. As B stumbles his way to a putback attempt. On the second, drops it as Johnson over everybody.
That's right there. Chris Johnson this quarter has really taken off, being very aggressive on those second chances. And now another turnover by the Kings.
They cough it up, and Jet, one man to beat. As Joseph Lin, we get credit for the stop there. Big Sushi, early layup. Omar lays it in on the follow-up.
Yeah, good awareness by Omar. James Sushi sees he has a one-on-one opportunity, but even if it comes off, Omar's there.
Quickly the other side though. Zaitsev got the best of number 25 in Omar. And now we're gonna finally get subs for both teams. Josh, Lightning, and KJ coming in along with the imports. So interesting substitution rotational decision as you see Chris Johnson absolutely going to work.
Already over a half played. Referees letting them play, and both teams really pushing that gas pedal.
Turnaround this time, look at that swish.
As Chris Johnson seems unstoppable right now. Gets that nice turnaround jumper.
And he goes short with his three.
Right now the Kings just a little rush, just coming off screens and really pulling the trigger, leading to some long rebounds and quick Fubon opportunities.
Quincy Davis, fresh in the game, caused that one out of bounds.
Joseph Lin very familiar with his old teammate right there, Lai Tian, going to his go-to move, the fake. Up for the layup, Joseph not falling for that and able to get a finger in there.
Quickly backdoor, KJ will get the score on JJ.
Right there, some miscommunication.
Two hands it off to Amigo, trying to power through Chen, and he will get the hoop and the harm. Kind of unlucky there, but Amigo, good control and that veteran strength perhaps. Through one and through another. This is where if you're Chen Fan, kind of tough. You almost have to just jump super high in the air to get a block despite the foul.
Amigo, one of the best at drawing fouls. He's able to.
Speaking of drawing fouls, Quincy Davis, a little extracurriculars. Just a common foul. As Joe and Kyle will swap spots, bench on and one on the floor.
Kings showing some full court pressure.
Meanwhile, Quincy Davis also putting a lot of pressure, guarding Zaitsev the whole 90 feet. Graves, not a lot of ball movement. Light in. Out to Chen. He trains the three in Amigo's face.
Good drive by Lai Tian, rejecting the screen. Is able to go downhill, and he finds the corner guy open, as we talked about earlier. Good shot by Chen Fan.
Out by the Kings as Manigault finds JJ on the right side, but that might have been partially blocked.
Now, similar move, good idea, into the hands of a sharpshooter, just unable to get that shot to fall.
Josh driving down the middle, but an early whistle. It's going to be Quincy Davis involved with that screening action. And now bonus free throws for the Braves. On the game, here Zaitsev will be stepping up to his first free throws, 2 points, 9 rebounds. But he is a pretty huge plus 18. Meanwhile, 3 3-pointers made by Chen Boyan is the individual high mark of his season. His 18-point game. He was only 5 for 9 from the field, but 7 of 7 at the line in a game against the Steelers. Now the Kings are on offense. Amigo with a pull-up. Got it.
Amigo going to his go-to shot, that mid-range pull-up jumper. See if they can get a stop here.
Another whistle. Zokoi. Looks like they're going to count it. Again, it's on Quincy Davis.
Good recognition by Josh. Hearing the whistle and just continuation. He's able to get the and one.
Looks like Quincy Davis was mostly involved, but they're flashing Kenny Manigault. Another foul was made. Q has 2, Manigault with 3, Omar with 3, and Ling Jingbang with 3. Not quite in foul trouble, but might play a part for the rest of about 15 minutes in regulation. Amigo going baseline this time with the reverse, with the right hand.
Right there, Amigo just taking some fun to class right there with the nice turnaround drive.
Laitian getting the screen from Zaitsev. Once, twice, deep shot.
Laitian really likes that jumper. If you go under the screen, he's just gonna stay behind his big man and shoot that 3.
Manigault with a tough try on Zaitsev.
Long rebound, and now they're in transition.
Sunfan hitting the 3, but can't make it 4 quite yet. As Lee Kai-in will slow it up. Now the Braves have seen their 3-point percentage dip, only 6 for 22. Amigo wide open from the corner. And they bounce helplessly off the top and the back from the basket support.
Coach Roger not happy with the screen by Quincy Davis, pulling his defender down with him. That's why Amigo was so wide open.
Going to third line, trying to beat everybody. There's another whistle as something got hit on that play. Maybe the noggin is seen driving on Manigault. Quincy Davis, right hand came down and there was contact.
Free throws coming with the Braves, with the Kings in the bonus. Or
the Braves are in the bonus, the Kings are in the penalty.
Kings are in the penalty.
Well, that's not exactly right either. Huh.
The Braves are in the bonus.
Somebody help us out in the chat. Who's in the bonus, who's in the penalty? As Laitian makes the first. We know the Kings have 5 team fouls, so the Braves will be shooting free throws.
Right.
That's the easiest way of putting it. 69 to 46. Laitian seems to be adding a little bit more arc to his shot. And funny enough, looking at the scoreboard, Johnson has 17, but no other Braves have double digits, but they lead by quite a large margin as Amigo and Manigault have double-digit scoring. Kyle in the corner, good try, and got it.
You got to give a lot of credit to the Braves tonight. With the third quarter coming to a close, they've been very aggressive, and that's why they're up.
Kenny Manigault slots that one out of here. Here come the Kings on the break.
The Kings are never going to quit.
Guarded by Tons University pupil and KJ. Will force it up and one. Through contact and all.
So the moment you think that the Kings are a little too little too late, they get 5 quick points, and Amigo trying to cut this lead down with the free throw at the line.
Still a big margin, but at least in the arena, it feels like it's going the Kings' way. Made free throws, so the Braves can change up personnel with 83 seconds left in the third quarter.
Right now, the stars are showing up. Amigo just taking his player one-on-one.
Quickly to Johnson, but he's surrounded. Tokoy. Decent look with Candy Manigault with another good contest on the outside.
And this next minute is going to be really important for this Kings momentum.
Amigo got a little bit of space, but Johnson legally brushing it off the rim.
Amigo sensing that there was some pressure, wanted the foul. Went with the floater, just misses. But it's the Kings ball. High pick and roll.
And Manigault back to Amigo. He'll fire away, and that one's in and out.
Just misses.
Less than a minute to go. Looking for some fun. No. Johnson and Lai Tian pick and roll. Not great use of the angles. As they leave Tokoy wide open out to Lai Tian. Nice the clock. Couple bouncers as Quincy Davis will come down with it. Utilizing their foul to give. Josh fouls Manigault in transition.
Yeah, good smart play by Josh. Just getting in front of Manigault. Slows him down. Gets called for the foul. Side out of bounds. Looks like the Kings will hold for one last shot.
Amigo and Q screening. Now getting away from it. From the midway, with Johnson guarding. The ball will go out of bounds. And just out of bounds by the Kings. Not much love from the referees there. But it's kind of hard argument as Johnson is a lot taller and longer than most defenders in the Plus League. Nope, it will be Kings basketball off the baseline. 0.6 on the clock. Out of time, it's Kenny Manigault putting it up. Close, but no. So we'll head to the fourth and final frame of this one with the Braves continue to lead. From Singapore, we'll be right back.
打扮一下了，等一下呢，我们一起把目光呢放到上方的大哦。来到现场的是我们的派伟俊，大家给我们的派伟俊一个尖叫声好不好？秀出你的 PR 能量零，突破你的壳。Hello， 美女，欢迎来到我们的新庄城堡，秀出你的 PR 能量零，突破你的壳。Hello， 我们这位穿着绿色衣服的美女，我们一起往这个大荧幕看一下好吗？这个抓着鬓角的刚才那位美女，对，来提醒她一下，恭喜你已经来到我们的大荧幕，一起秀出你的 PR 能量零，突破你的壳。Hello， 欢迎来到我们的新庄主场，新庄城堡。Hello。欢迎来到我们的新庄城堡，没错，秀出你的 PR 能让你突破你的壳。果然是我们的这个城堡，哦，恭喜刚刚中场游戏获得1箱 PR 能量你，让你1个月都突破你的壳啊！没错，大家把你们手上的 PR 能量饮拿出来，放到我们的大荧幕上。Hello， 帅哥，跟我们的荧幕一起打个招呼，挥个手。
It's a 4-game set next week. The Steelers host the Lioneers and Kings at Fubon Stadium at 2:30 in the afternoon, while the Braves host the Dreamers and Pilots as our season winds down. Kings are out on the floor, ready to go. Meanwhile, the Braves haven't broke the huddle yet, getting a lot of extra instructions, probably from Coach Roger. Now, the last time these two teams meet was all the way back on March 18th, where the Kings in the second quarter had a big 35-14 outburst and led at half 60-44, and they hung on 97-90. We're to leave a good memory in the impression of the Kings fans watching. Had a little bit of a run to close it from 19-18, but in the grand scheme of things, still 6, 7, 8 possessions away. We'll be starting off with Kenny Manigault and Chris Johnson, the imports for their respective teams.
Obviously, the Kings playing as one import, something to be at a disadvantage.
Lee Kai-yin trying to put up a kind of wild left-hand layup there, leads to a Graves run out. He gets the left hand.
Great pass by Lightning, waiting for the right time to get the ball into Josh's hands. Right there, just get the easy layup. Little double screen. And flare screen, and now back to isolation.
Back to Amigo. He'll try the turnaround. A little too strong, but Quincy Davis is right there to pick up his teammate. Attacking on the dribble, Kenny Manigault getting it back. The easiest rebound by Quincy Davis, but he blows the close one. Good hands by Kenny Manigault. Maybe getting some rotational minutes off in the first and third quarters. Could secure it.
And Manigault has played a lot of minutes tonight. We'll definitely have a big task in the fourth quarter here.
Amigo on the handoff, fakes Johnson up in the air, but in amongst the crowd, can't get the shot off cleanly. Here we got a little 2-on-2 that lights him. Chooses to shoot the three. Nice give and go, but Amigo did not get his hands on the pass by JJ there.
Good idea by JJ, that little tip pass, but just a little too far from Amigo's hands. Leads to turnover.
Amigo will go down for attempting that. Single high post as Chen now coming around, tied up by Manigault. And you could see that's possible steal attempt coming from a mile away.
Coach Marchand telling his players to play with more pressure, trying to cause a turnover in this fourth quarter.
Oh, Manigault showing off his versatility. He's tasked with guarding Chen one-on-one as Johnson. Tough turnaround on the baseline.
Now the Kings are off again. Manigault.
That's a pile from way downtown. That's Hugh fouled in the air by Johnson on the bump. I don't know why he was arguing. He did get the call, but maybe he didn't see the referee's signal.
I think he's upset that Chris just left the ball underneath him after the play. He was asking him.
Well, the chief and the number 1 umpire will go to the monitor at least. As it current stands, it's only a personal foul, as in the video board here in the stadium, he has 2. First foul by the Braves. Now, if it is an unsportsmanlike, that counts just the same, but of course, 2 free throws in possession. More or less, certainly a stoppage for Marchand to try to bring out some high efficiency plays for his team. And on the Brave side, you can also say that they haven't played their sharpest to begin either the third or the fourth quarters.
Good effort by Q to to get the rebound, put back.
I don't know if there's that much, because if there's anything in the neighborhood of a technical foul, the referees should be right on top of it.
Johnson definitely leaves the ball intentionally underneath Quincy Davis. Quincy Davis just asking the refs to take a second look at it, as we see here.
Oh, I see. Now, again, if that would be a violation, you would think it might fall in the area of a technical foul.
Looks like
no
the
change in
referees
call.
are going to stick to just the personal foul.
So Q at the line, rattles out the first. Makes the correction on the second. Q provides a little help. Now recovers. The Braves thrown a little bit off by that Kings pressure. And on the other side, it's Quincy Davis with a holding foul. The two guys continue to go at it.
Q unhappy with that call. Has a few words for the referee.
It would be right. Johnson is yanked off his spot. Quickly out of the baseline. Slides in, trying to find an angle. He does, way high. And off the support of the backboard there.
Just try to go high off the glass, but a little too high off the glass.
Too high.
Goes over the backboard.
I mean, Quincy Davis is a prolific shot blocker, but I don't know if he needed to get up that high. So far, good anticipation. And we'll try to get the replay review out of it. And Roger will honor his part-time team captain's request.
Good hands by Josh there. Baiting JJ to shoot that.
Another stoppage. Well, whatever happens to the results of the game, there's certainly been a lot of stoppages and breaks. Oh, it's close. Oh, there's that second left hand. And the fingertips get a piece of the basketball too. It's pretty 50-50 on that first brush. But that left hand of JJ's comes in. The referees will in fact change the out of bounds call for the Braves.
So Josh's efforts has paid off, and the Braves will have possession.
Dyseth now in the game, along with Brendan Smart. Smart floats it in nicely, having the mismatch against Lee Kai-yin.
Good pass by KJ. That's a tough pass when you got to float it in over the other defenders into the soft spot. Nice floater by Smart.
Through the dream man. Moving right, firing away. That one's off. Now deep position for Smart, going to work on Countryman. Finishes with the left hand. And now the Kings electing to call timeout, taking advantage of a little bit of that size mismatch down low. Oh, as the two teams will be talking it over. 60, 76, 53. As we'll have our last commercial break of the game.
What you gonna do with that dessert?
谢谢我们新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens，感谢你们精彩的表演。
I should just say yes to whatever you mean. Before I finish my tea, don't ask me what do I mean. Give me one more pack of dopamine. You got goodies that they really diamonds. I'll just skip the game 'cause I'm so sick of trying.
So we had a foul review, and we also had an out-of-bounds challenge, successful by the team. So let's see if we could get a little bit of rhythm going in the rest of the fourth quarter. The Kings are going to bring in Venti along with Lee Kai-yen to run the backcourt, and Omar will hopefully help provide a little bit of resistance. Again, Brendan Smart's early Ren runs. Manigault out there to Venti, but they say illegal screen by Omar. Well, decent design, but doesn't work. The execution doesn't work if you get called for an illegal screen.
Good opportunity for Omar in this game to really gain experience, as he'll probably be playing more as this team has qualified for the playoffs. So any kind of experience is good for him.
JJ grazes off the rim, and Zaitsev with the easiest points of his evening. Now at 8. The Braves, by virtue of the Lioneers losing earlier in the afternoon, actually make the playoffs as well. They will not fall to 5th place at the worst. But like we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, if they go on a run and catch the Kings, still possible. Lee Kai-yen again in the left corner. Kind of the only hot spot for the Kings.
There you go, Josh. Uses a screen.
Sometimes kind of in the wrong spot. Down to Zaitsev. Tripping through that shot. Quickly down the floor. The Braves have made it to 80 points. Kenny Manigault with a pure jumper.
Absolutely smooth jumper in that mid-range. Oh.
And another turnover before bringing the ball up over the timeline. I think they're going to run a play this time on a second opportunity. To Omar, his deep shot way off to the left. Maybe some of the groans even by the home fans. Not Omar's ideal shot opportunity.
Home fans a little uneasy after that shot.
That's all right, youngster. You got to keep trying. Got Z in the air, but electing to pass. The Braves have also seen their three-point percentage down below 25 as Manigault with some mean intentions get a foul out of it.
Good acceleration right there.
Kenny Manigault at the line. Too strong with a free throw as the Kings are right now dangerously in a position to shoot below 50% from the line.
The Kings have struggled today, and that has definitely been a part of the reason why this lead is at 21.
Good cadence there, my young Padawan. Toboi and the reverse over his shoulder. Wow. Let's look where he's got some trick up to his bag. Now up to 9 points. Ian putting up a quick one. We've got under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Kenny Manigault this time picking Zhang Guiyu's pocket for a second. A little backcourt now is Smart trapped in the corner.
As Jackie's on the floor right now, holding his knee.
Nothing malicious, but Zhang Guiyu also, thinking back on that play, might have took a little sneaker to the face too. And Zhou probably could have got something extra on that one too. But as it is, Zhang Guiyu looks like he'll have to be helped off with the help of some staff on the Braves.
It doesn't look that good from this angle. Hobbling on 1 foot, needing the assistance of 2 of his team staff members. It looked like nothing more than incidental contact to the face, but it seems like his knee may have extended.
Few subs for both teams as Kenny Manigault driving and kicking. Driving and kicking. Big Sushi off the side of the backboard.
Seems like the ball has touched every part of the backboard tonight for both teams.
Right. Close miss from Smart. Nice find as Big Sushi will at least go to line. Chen found the last man back there. Hall will sub out Manigault. 5:12 left in the game. Has played hard all game. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Even brought his free throw numbers up to 7 for 11. Fans here on the first level having a laugh. And again, the lead is 21. One thing, maybe if you throw this game away, that works in the Braves, or Kings' favor, excuse me, as they scramble for the rebound. They're one of the more consistent scoring teams, offensively and defensively. 96.8 points per game on both ends.
Nice
both
rebound.
road in a row and home. Didn't see another chance. I didn't think he called bank. But defensively, they're slightly better at home at 90.2, but only slightly because on the road, only 91.6 points given up. Hall, nice fake, and had that awkward possession where he had the ball behind Hall's head, but it's going to be a turnover on the pass.
Tough pass by Chen Boyan. Smart unable to haul that in. Leads to the turnover.
Foul by Smart on the pass, as previously Ling Mengxue has come in for Zaitsev. And indeed, if you look at the Braves bench, Zhang Guiyu is still in quite a bit of pain. Already got an ice pack going.
Hope it's nothing more than a knee sprain. Something that can be, that's just some contact that's inflamed.
Nice pass by Joe, and Smart a little too aggressive with that block shot. He called for another foul. That's the thing about the defense of these young Bucks. You could just tap the ball away and it will count as a block just the same, but you go swinging like that, you get yourself in trouble. Smart has 4 personal fouls. Here Hall overshoots that first free throw. Now the Kings have only scored below 95 points at home against the Pilots 3 times, the Dreamers in the line here. He overcorrects and leaves that one short.
King's not great at the line tonight. Evident there, 2 missed free throws.
Just screens for lighting it. Josh stumbling his way into a turnover on the pass, then
going for the steal, but gets called for the foul.
Does that mean more Hall free throws to kind of redeem himself?
That might be more pressure.
Well, you're right.
We'll see if he can knock these down as he starts to head to that free throw line. Oh, he'll get some time to think over it.
Wow, I can't believe it. The Braves are icing the second-year Hall.
You definitely don't want to miss 4 in a row.
There you see Big Sushi anticipating the pass. Get the steal. Listening into the Braves timeout.
no rebound 很重要，投人进我们就很累，投不进把篮板球保护下来就没事。进攻过去的时候，带时间做交锋去，所以 smart， 凯杰，小博都是射手，平安，你先走左手边过来 ，double 卷先作用。如果在前场就一样 double 卷，大哦，从这边就开始帮体验挡。 过来，体验在这边，再回挡，体验过去的时候，再下挡这个，你要走直接出来都可以。换句话说，防守追上，进攻想办法用到24秒都可以啊！拿下篮板，所有人篮板，我们现在还个球。
Well, just like Coach Marchand, Coach Roger probably saying the most important thing first. Wants the young Braves to focus on the defensive end and finish off the game that way and not so much what they're doing on offense. And that kind of makes sense because good defense probably keeps the clock running a little bit more. Clean defense certainly will, as the Braves have committed 5 fouls on the quarter to the Kings 2.
Especially in this late 4th quarter, coaches definitely want their young players to finish the game strong with a good attitude and good effort. That's the least that the players can do as professional athletes.
Hall making the 3rd, but missing the 4th, so indeed not going over 4.
Redeems himself a little bit.
Just a little bit. Their deficit is now 20. In fact, getting the screen for Hongxue. Now the slide around, taking a page out of Beast's playbook.
Right there, puts Chen Hall in a little bit of a blender.
Kings certainly want to do something about this shooting on the outside in preparation for tomorrow's game against the Steelers. Smart fakes the handoff. Now tries to himself. He's been pretty close, but Brendan Smart on the game. Only 0 for 3 shooting the 3 ball.
A lot of dribbling by 3-9.
And strip. Brendan Smart, one man to beat. Switches to the right side, try to go over. Got the soft touch. As it looks like he's going to get called for the tee, and that can't feel good for Smart talking to his teammates in the locker room later.
Smart wanted the foul there. Stare down the ref. Gets called for the tee. I'm surprised.
Now, understandably, wanted to try to earn his keep on the floor, but I think Coach Roger is going to point out the score in time to also let him know to maybe take it a little easier on the refs. At least when it counts. Or when it doesn't count, shall we say. Free throws on the quarter, 5 for 11 for the Kings, done by the Braves. Venti, nice find. Yuhal the big sushi, but the pass was offline. Again, more close passing as they finally get a foul out of the Braves. Not exactly fulfilling the 3 stops that Roger wanted.
A lot of hot potato, ball being passed around inside that paint. Let's see if P.LEAGUE can knock down these free throws. And continues to struggle at the line.
Well, this time it's a supposed shooter, and did he switch sneakers at half? It looks like he has. They've got
he did.
Some orange highlighter colored ones on. Clanks the second one as well.
As you can hear from the fans, a little surprised with this fourth quarter free throw shooting percentage.
Now an illegal screen called by 2 referees out there. I think it's going to be on Mengxue. Approaching 2 minutes left in the ball game. Not been that close, even since the very first quarter of the game. Trying to go with power. Yuhal the offensive board, and Venti. Again, it's that left corner across the way from the Braves bench. Makes it 4 3-pointers made on his game. There's maybe the start of something for the highly anticipated player out of Jiangxing University. He's seen his playing time reduced to a very marginal number.
Yeah,
down to the middle and the second half of the season.
But he's definitely taking advantage of the opportunity today, hitting 3 out of 5. Catch and shoot, very effective. That's exactly what a coach wants in his young player.
Charlie.
Fans
putting up for just a layup. No! So close.
In and out. Fans really wanted him to get that bucket to fall.
Mengxue trying to power through, but something kind of went wrong there on the shot. Now under a minute, Charlie will try to 3. There it is. That's his shot, more or less. It's not the layup, it's not the free throw. It's one of those hair on fire 3-pointers.
And fans love it.
Too physical on the outside. Yuhal will be called for the foul. Out of the sideline for the Braves. Not a lot of change in personnel either. Venti, the most experienced player out there. Hard forcing the issue there. Under 35 seconds is Shaoli with an adventurous trip down the floor.
Fans chanting for P.LEAGUE.
There he is in the left corner, but overshoots everything as the Braves probably will dribble this one out. Come away with a big road victory.
Low scoring affair. Good defense at both sides, but the Braves come out on top by 21 points.
And the games behind was 4.0 before tonight's action, and just like that, it's down to a 3-game difference with 7 games to play for both teams. Of course, the Kings will have a matchup against the Steelers tomorrow, and in some sense, I feel like the turn of the page the change in the calendar date might just serve them a good boost, because tonight, shooting-wise and certainly organizing their offense was a completely non-Kings performance by the home squad.
Yeah, the Kings will have a tough task tomorrow, so they're definitely going to want to go back, let today's game kind of digest, but really turn the page and be ready for tomorrow's game, as they're obviously going to face Jeremy Lin. A notable stat, Joe Lin kind of sat out the last parts of that fourth quarter and ended up with 0 points, so he'll definitely come back tomorrow, especially against his brother, probably with aggression, and we'll see how the Kings respond to this without Mullins still out with injury.
So we're trying to get Coach Roger Stricinza hooked up on the post-game interview, as our colleagues in Xiaohu and Yao Zhong finally getting themselves set on the Mandarin broadcast. There's Roger. Asked about using a lot of their younger players.
其实我们在开打前知道，就对战组合来讲，我们应该已经算是早就进季后赛了，就是不用说一定要再赢一场，或者看谁输一场然后晋级。然后，其实教练团的想法就是尽量开始要去让年轻的球员多去做一些轮替，然后也让我们的就是资深的球员能够做一些调整。所以先从第一节开始，然后我们第一个任务啊，就13个球员今天都一定要上。 然后第二就是尽量在适合的状态之下，把一些想要栽培的后起之秀能够给他们更多的时间。
Coach Roger saying that they're mathematically already in the playoffs, so
应该算不错吧？因为其实今天有跟他沟通啊，就是希望他每节我给他打6分钟，大概控制在30分钟以内，希望是24分钟打吧。 然后让他能够赶快去恢复，然后找自己的状态。最重要，我们跟国王从来没有做大的组合过，除了之前PJ 还在的时候，所以 PJ 还在的时候，所以今天 Z 跟 CJ 是第一次的组合。我们希望看看这样的组合对国王在季后赛如果碰到的话，会有没有很好的效果。
Now Roger saying that they were able to control Chris Johnson's minutes, which was a big plus, but also wanted to try out the combination of him and Zaisev against the Kings.
刚刚已经讲过啊，我们现在开始就会开始去培养一些年轻的球员，不会以一定要去抢到龙头为目标，而是说尽量让年轻的球员能够在现在我们晋级的状况下，能够在全员不受伤的状况下去打后面的7场球。谢谢。
So Roger actually going against what we kind of speculated. We'll be playing the kids the rest of the way. But we'll go to break before wrapping things up from Xinzhuang.
I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners do. A boss is a role that I've grown into. I love you to death, but I told you the truth. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched, and I better get set in the finish them. Press it around me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue one, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat or watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle?
89-68 is the final here from the home of the new Taipei Kings, falling to the hands of the crosstown rivals in the Taipei Fubon Braves. But Matthew, I think the biggest question as we present the combined team stats is, with a back-to-back, does that make turning the page for teams easier or more difficult to have to shake off a game like this?
I think it'll be pretty easy just because tomorrow is going to be a very intense matchup. Players will definitely go back and get their rest and be excited to look forward to a packed house, especially against the Kaohsiung Steelers, where Jeremy Lin will be facing off with his brother, Joseph Lin.
They're coming off a pretty hard-fought victory against the Pilots on Friday night, the last home game for Taoyuan Puyuan Pilots. They will play against the Dreamers on the road down in Taichung, and as mentioned, the Steelers will be here against the Kings as we're wrapping up the first 2 days of games here in week 25 in the Plus League, as things are really picking up now. As mentioned, Braves and Kings already in the playoffs, and any one of the other 4 teams have a chance at the 2 playoff spots remaining. So still a lot to figure out, even though we already are so familiar with all these teams.
I mean, it's becoming a tight race, and that's really exciting for the P.LEAGUE because you have teams that represent so many different communities and cities in this country, and it's awesome that a team like the Kaohsiung Steelers, who are 2-19, are able to get maybe a ticket into that playoffs. But still anyone's game, as the Dreamers and the Lioneers, as well as the Pilots, are still trying to lock in their spots.
That's right, but we can't run out of material. We got one more broadcast together tomorrow ourselves. So on behalf of Matthew, our 6 teams in the league operations, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you. See you guys.